Many plants are mentioned in the Holy Quran, especially the various kinds of plants and fruits that the people in heaven will be blessed with. However, these plants bear no likeness to the fruits of earth, except for the name only, because heaven has what has never been seen, nor ever heard, and bears no danger to the human heart. Among those plants is the camphor plant, which was mentioned in Surat Al-Insan. God Almighty said,
إن الأبرار يشربون من كأس كان مزاجها كافورا.
Many wonder what is the camphor that was mentioned in the noble verse and will be present in heaven. Is it the camphor tree, the solid camphor, or the camphor oil? Some scholars gave answers. They said that heaven contains an infinite number of the Lord's unimaginable blessings and gifts. Therefore, all Muslims are keen to obey God and His Prophet. And they adhere to the 5 pillars and high morals of Islam in order to gain God's favor and His everlasting heaven, which is the most beautiful in all creation. Therefore, camphor, which was mentioned in Surat Al-Insan, cannot be conceived in this world, neither in terms of the beauty of its appearance, its good aroma, or its sweet taste. And the exegesis books mention that those who are righteous in this world through their obedience to God Almighty shall drink a cup of wine in the afterlife, mixed with the most precious fragrance, which is camphor. And whoever drinks of that cup would find that it has an amazing smell and aroma like camphor. Ibn Abbas, blessed he may be, said that camphor is the name of a water spring in heaven, and it's known as the Camphor Spring. The cup is filled with water from this spring and mixed with musk. This makes it the most delicious of drinks. That's why the Almighty said, "A spring of which the righteous servants of Allah will drink." Hence, camphor flows from one of the springs of heaven, from which the servants of the Lord drink. He honors them by describing them as slaves, and welcoming them in heaven along with the believers and the pious. Camphor is a solid substance found in the form of crystallized white sheets, or in the form of adjacent white square-shaped blocks. It's easy to evaporate or volatilize even in room temperature. It hardly dissolves in water at a ratio of 1 gram to 700 milliliters of water. The camphor tree is considered one of the most important trees, especially because it produces camphor. Many mistake it for eucalyptus because both trees produce eucalyptol, and their oils have a similar smell. But camphor has great benefits. Some use it as an insecticide.
وبعض الأشخاص بيستعملوها كمان
And others
لحفظ
use it to preserve books
الكتب
by placing
خاصة
its
بأنه
leaves
بيتركوا
between the
بعض أوراق
pages
الكافور بين الكتب
to get rid
ليخففوا
of
من العبء
termites
اللي
or
موجود بين الكتب.
bookworms.
هذه الشجرة عندها فوائد طبية كتير
It also
عالية
has many
خاصة
medical
أنه
benefits,
مادة الكافور اللي
whether it
ممكن
was
تكون
in the form
موجودة
of oil or powder,
كزيوت أو كبودرة عندها إفادات
especially
عالية
against
جدا خاصة
respiratory
لكل
and
شيء أمراض
pulmonary diseases
تنفسية
like asthma.
ورئوية والربو. بتساعد
It
كمان
also helps
على
kill germs,
قتل
so it
الجراثيم
can be
وممكن
used
تكون
as a
مضاد
natural
حيوي طبيعي
antibiotic
ضد
against a
عدد
large
كبير
number
من
of
البكتيريا.
bacteria. Camphor is obtained from the camphor tree that belongs to the laurels family. The camphor tree is a large, perennial, and evergreen tree, reaching a height of 50 meters. The trunk is straight from the stump up, until it soon splits into branches with big knots. It is considered one of the fastest growing trees in the world. Vietnam, southern China, southern Japan, and Taiwan Island are the only habitats of this tree. Its leaves are very large, with long petioles reaching 11 centimeters in length and about 5 centimeters in width. The flowers are small, white, and cluster without stems. As for the fruit, they are blackish purple berries, and each fruit contains only one seed. Camphor oil is obtained by distillation. It's extracted from the flowers and the leaves. However, the best part is extracted from the wood in the trunk and from the roots. The camphor tree is not the only tree that produces camphor. Many different plants produce camphor, but not in the same amount as the camphor tree. Among the most important plants that contain camphor are lavender, wormwood, sage, rosemary, and basil. It exists in the essential oil made from these plants. Not all the camphor found in local or global markets is natural. There is synthetic camphor, which is chemically made. And it differs greatly in effect from natural camphor, as it contains chlorine, which natural camphor does not. Camphor is one of the wild, agricultural, ornamental, medicinal, and sun-loving heliophytes or shrubs. It is also resistant to drought and low temperatures. It is used in afforestation and windbreaks, and in the construction of orchards and gardens. It was introduced into Europe by the Arabs since ancient times. Camphor is well suited to semi-humid environments in hot and warm areas. It grows well in deep, well-drained soil and light, sandy soils. Also, soils rich in humus, organic matter. It grows on the banks of streams and drains. Its roots are very strong and spread away from the stem. The special camphor smell can be recognized after rubbing it on the hands. Camphor is propagated through seeds in specialized nurseries, and the seeds are sown directly after they are extracted from the fruits due to their short lifespan. Its seedlings are transported with their earthen cells after growing them for 2 years in the nursery. They are planted in their pits according to the large or dense afforestation plan and according to its purpose. Appropriate agricultural services, irrigation, fertilization, hoeing, grafting, etc. should be followed up. It can also be propagated by vegetative ways in air-conditioned greenhouses in midsummer. Camphor trees are fast-growing and grow naturally, but on a low stalk that is devoid of lateral branching. Harvesting is carried out as soon as it reaches 3 or 4 years of age, by picking the adult and young leaves and cutting off its young wooden twigs many times a year in order to extract camphor from them. As well as from the roots and fruits that ripen in summer or autumn, depending on climatic factors. Leaves and wood are chipped in special machines. Then the product is distilled by steam for several hours to obtain the aromatic raw camphor substance. It's then chemically purified in special laboratories before it is marketed. At this point, it takes the shape of semi-transparent white-colored crystals after draining it from water and oil. It's crumbly and greasy to the touch, and the aroma is fresh and tingling. It's insoluble in water, but soluble in alcohol, ether, chloroform, carbon disulfide, and other solvents. It fuses at about a temperature of 168 degrees Celsius and boils at a temperature of 204 degrees Celsius. It quickly evaporates at room temperature without smoke. Camphor was mentioned in ancient medicine. Ibn Sina, or Avicenna, said, "Camphor prevents hot tumors. Along with vinegar, it stops nosebleed, and it alleviates headaches and acute fever. It strengthens the senses for people with fever and plays a role in sexology, but it generates kidney and bladder stones." Historically, camphor was used as a lubricant for the dead due to its ability to kill germs and mold. So the bodies on which camphor is applied will be well preserved. It is also considered that camphor affects human hormones. It also stimulates immunity against various diseases. Our Prophet, may God bless him, applied camphor while washing the deceased. He showed us that the dead should be honored and buried in a pure final image. That's why people wash the dead using camphor, since its aroma is pure and astringent. Camphor has also been used for many centuries as a seasoning for cooking, as a made ingredient for incense, and as a medicine. Camphor also repels insects and kills fleas. Modern uses of camphor include the production of celluloid, which includes the manufacturing of various materials as a low-cost alternative to plastic and wood. It is also antimicrobial and anti-rust, and repellent to snakes and other reptiles due to its pungent smell. It's also used as a safe insecticide since it's toxic to insects. It can also be applied on clothes to give them a nice scent and disinfect them from insects and bacteria. In modern medicine, Some European countries have relied on the use of pure camphor in small doses to treat many kinds of illnesses such as coughing, bronchitis, and asthma. Pure solid camphor can be placed in a bowl of boiling water, and its steam can be inhaled 3 times a day for about 10 minutes. Ointments containing camphor can be applied on the chest. It's used in the form of an ointment or emulsion to relieve the pain of rheumatism by applying it to the affected part 3 times a day. It is also used to treat back pain, especially the pain of the lumbar vertebrae, where the affected areas are anointed with an ointment containing camphor. Camphor oil contains a large amount of nutrients and vitamins that promote the immune system and resist germs and viruses. It also helps in treating colds and influenza and fights infection because it contains many important properties and vitamins that promote the health of the body. It's also a powerful anti-inflammatory, as it contains many properties that work to relieve pain and combat inflammation, redness, and coughing. Camphor oil is abundant in vitamins that work to expel phlegm and expand the airways. Therefore, it is used in the event of respiratory problems or severe coughing or sneezing. Moreover, it's full of antioxidants which work to soothe pain while promoting the health of the nervous system, helps in concentration, and also gives energy. In addition, camphor oil contains some minerals and substances that maintain the functions of the digestive system, as it limits infections, ulcers, and digestive system disorders. It is not recommended to consume camphor oil directly, but rather it should suffice to mix it with other oils for external use only. The FDA considers that there should not be more than 11% camphor in any type of ingredient, because consuming camphor can cause hallucinations or joints and muscle cramps, and in some cases can lead to death. Camphor oil helps reduce stress and anxiety. It puts the body in a relaxing and calming state and improves the mood. It also plays an important role in treating gum and tooth infections. Camphor is used in preparing cosmetics such as skin cleansers, sunburn treatment products, and some types of soaps and mouthwash. Its oil has a strong aroma that helps in killing lice. It acts as a cleanser for the scalp and hair. It can treat hair loss by mixing it with olive oil and applying it on the hair for an hour. Camphor oil is considered unfit for human consumption. It is used on the skin after mixing it with other oils such as baboon oil, basil oil, and violet oil. After understanding camphor's benefits and blessings and why it was mentioned in the Holy Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet, we take this quote into consideration. God's creation is wonderfully diverse.